Hello, I'm FYX, welcome back to the Minecraft update news video. Today I have some very good news to share with you regarding the future of Minecraft that comes directly from the game's lead designer himself, Jeb, because Jeb is mostly inactive on social media. For instance, it's been a month since his last Reddit post, and there was almost a full month of inactivity on Twitter, which was broken exactly today with a few tweets talking about the Star Wars movies, and also, quite interesting to me, talking about the future of Minecraft and a few new features that he's been planning and talking about, etc. And I wanted to share these with all of you because they were just responses to random innocent comments that came in, and that's why I find them to be so interesting, because they start with ones like this one from Outburst Panic, who says, did you ever consider adding some kind of experience or bank? Like you would be able to store your current level in it, and then when you die, you don't lose it, you'd be able to withdraw it from the number of levels you need. Basically, a way to store experience if you die outside of your character, and Jeb directly responded saying, maybe not exactly as you described, but yes, ideas like that have been floating around. And a part of me wants to think there's a funny pun in there because of the way experience kind of floats around in Minecraft, but the other part of me just goes, yeah, that's a really fun idea actually. I love the idea of having some form of Minecraft block that can take advantage of your experience. I feel like a bank of just like, put the XP in and take it out later, that seems a bit too lazy to me. It seems a bit too non-functional and just like, you would always use the bank whenever you could, and therefore it's not fun, it's not adding new gameplay value to Minecraft. I'd love some form of block that could store up to say 10 experience levels, and then maybe, you know, it could light up depending on the levels you put in there, kind of like how the light block works in Minecraft Bedrock Creative, where you can have different levels of light based on which block you use. Wouldn't it be cool if there was some form of light that used experience to power it? I mean, that sounds a bit fantastical now, but some form of block that could take advantage of the XP put inside of it, but also could give it back to you if you want to take it out later. That would be a really cool thing, and obviously it could charge like a small commission, like 5%, so you're not just doing it over and over again. But I would love to see some extra use for levels in Minecraft, and yeah, it sounds like Jeb wants to do that, but that's not the only thing that Jeb spoke about today, because as exciting as it does sound, Jeb also responded to other comments such as this one, where someone asked about Mob D, the Minecon vote from the first ever Minecon, where of course there was a Nether-based mob, the Blazing Inferno, the Flaming Inferno, basically a giant blaze boss mob that was going to exist in the Nether, and Jeb directly just responded saying, no, it's gone forever, ever, ever. And that to me implies that, you know, even though this would make perfect sense in the Nether update, even though this is something, you know, we even put out a Minecraft feedback website thing for, even though this is something a lot of people want, when they said they're removing those other 3 mobs from the game and they're never coming back, it seems as though they're super serious, or at the very least Jeb is super serious about it, and given that he is the lead game designer in Minecraft, it means that, yeah, we will not be seeing mob, you know, like A, B, C, and D, or well, C being the one we already have, but we won't be seeing the other mobs, sadly, at least in, you know, while Jeb is in charge of the game, and that is a super sad thing if you ask me. But the one cool thing is that someone then sarcastically said, it's not like we need new mobs in Minecraft or anything, ... And he actually responded saying there'll be more mobs, don't worry, and of course we know there's going to be a couple more mobs in this update, but it does imply to me there are going to be more Nether mobs coming, just not this particular one, which is really exciting. I was thinking of that, by the way. You might wonder when all this stuff is coming into the game, because, you know, it does feel like it's been forever since we've seen proper hype for the Nether update. I feel like January is just not going to be a month where we hear too much, besides from tweets like this one, because someone asked Jeb, do we have a release date for the Nether update, or is it just going to be put out when it's ready? They asked that in a slightly convoluted way, and also, they've got a little, like, Waluigi hat on a little dog there. It's a cute little picture, but anyway, the response we got from that was Jeb saying, what we've announced is this year in big air quotes. So, Jeb reaffirms the release date of the Nether update is 2020. Jeb reaffirms it's going to be when this is coming out, and although that doesn't seem too big of an announcement on the surface, and it isn't really, we kind of knew that there's one big update a year, and it seems as though one smaller update these, you know, days. What that kind of affirms to me is that yes, they are still very much committed to that as an idea. It's not that they coincidentally release one update a year, because we've seen how super loose deadlines, like with the 1.9 update, lead to a development cycle of like 14 months for something that can be done in 3 to 6 months on smaller, you know, different updates. But it sounds as though they are really committing to something, but they just haven't announced it, because he very clearly stuck to what we've announced is this year, to me implying there is something internal that they're not announcing yet until much closer to it. And yeah, that makes me very excited, because I have to imagine if the, you know, internal release date is in the first 6 months of the year, which you have to imagine it is, that means that we can probably expect to see snapshots in the next month or two, something I'm very much looking forward to. There's a lot of Nether content that's going to be coming out in that first snapshot, and we're going to see it all at once. However, it's not the only big exciting new snapshot that's happening. Again, Jeb tweeted out a lot today, so we have even more things to talk about, because we have tweets such as this one from Guslavo Game Lira, who says, will Minecraft Bedrock receive the sweep attack soon? And Jeb directly responds saying, eventually. And we always, you know, when you say eventually, it doesn't really mean too much by itself. It's like, yeah, that could mean 1 year from now, it could mean like 15 years from now, it could mean on the eventual roadmap, it could be, you know, it's not really a well-defined thing. until you see this one, another person responding a bit after, saying, when are the combat tests happening for Bedrock? And Jeb says, we will start working on combat changes for Bedrock once we're happy with these snapshot tests. Doesn't mean there won't be any more tweaks though. So this is interesting because it implies that as well as the snapshots for the Never update, which are again starting in a month or two, maybe 3, you know, it's starting somewhat soon, we're going to be seeing new combat update snapshots, which are of course done in a very different way, so you won't see them via the Minecraft launcher. It's I'll explain videos as they come out, but basically there is a different procedure for combat updates that we've been seeing slowly happen. If you've seen my videos on this, Jeb is trying to update Minecraft combat to make it, you know, appreciated by Minecraft PvP players, to make it great for PvE players, but also make it a system that won't get a lot of hate, so it can actually be introduced on Bedrock. There are still so many features from the combat update, like dual wielding is the biggest example, which don't work on Bedrock because they don't want to get that new combat system anywhere near it, and that's a big shame. People who like the idea of dual wielding, who like the idea of some kind of sweeping attack, and although this one isn't relevant, you know, the fact that we're still missing shields and banners is the most ridiculous thing to me. Like, you know, wouldn't it be cool if we could customize things ourselves without paying money for little cosmetic things on the character? But anyway, leaving that aside, you can see that there is a real demand for, you know, new combat stuff, and it sounds as though that is going to be coming to Bedrock. That was the whole point of it, but it sounds as though there's going to be more work done on Java before it comes over to Bedrock, but then it sounds like they're going to be directly implementing it into Bedrock betas prior to its release, which means that, yeah, we're going to see as soon as these snapshots are, you know, the combat snapshots, I should say, are like appreciated and are happy and are, you know, like they reach a good level within the Mojang HQ themselves. As soon as they feel the community likes these and everyone likes these, they're going to just be going straight into production, and of course they can fix them later, they can have tweaks later, but that to me is a big deal. That to me implies the combat update is indeed closer, and even, I might even suggest that because we know the Never update is the first update this year, it could be the plan for the second update of the year, the smaller update. You know, this last year we had bees, this year we could have combat as our second miniature update, you know, yeah, like in the same way we had the pandas update, but the year before that we had bees last year. Maybe this year the thing that makes the most sense is a brand new combat system, because it's a small change, but also it's a big change in terms of how it changes people's attitudes to the game, and yeah, I would be very excited to see how that one does go. But it's not the only thing we've heard, there's even more. That's right, this video never ends. Jeb has a lot of things that he said, and I want to talk about even this one, because someone asked saying, any chance I can tame foxes? In the 1.14 update, it was tried, and I want my very own fox. Also, foxes and wolves are not enemies, they usually coexist. And basically Jeb responds saying, we introduced trusting instead of taming for wild animals, which is interesting because we've always known that you can't tame a fox, we've always known you can't tame a bunch of different animals that are slowly becoming more and more like friendly. Like, I guess you could say the dolphin is another example. You can become friendly with dolphin, but you never can own a dolphin. I don't even think you can breed a dolphin, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, the fact that all of these animals which can become friendly, can help you out, don't have a lot of the capabilities of mobs that we used to be able to tame, which used to just be the only way that you could own an animal in Minecraft. There was a wild animal that you locked in a box, or there was taming, but it seems as though there's now going to be like a third category called trusting, and to me this is one of two things. Either it's Minecraft just admitting that there aren't any more animals that you can actually you know, like keep as a pet that they can put in Minecraft. We have cats, we have dogs, we have birds, so like if they're going to add new animals, of course you can't keep them as a pet, so it's important to have another category. But a part of me thinks this kind of ties into the whole, like, Minecraft wants to be very friendly towards environmental causes and kind of teach people about the real world in that way, partly because of the slightly weird direction that Minecraft has in the top levels, and you know, obviously I guess you could maybe make the Swedish link there too, but also partly because of all the controversies that happened, because like, oh yeah, they accidentally made the thing that you meant to feed parrots to breed them, made them die, and because of that there's been so many walkbacks about like, well, we don't add sharks to the game or this or that. There are so many things in Minecraft that you shouldn't do in the real world because Minecraft is a video game and the real world is not. But yeah, I feel like, especially given that Minecraft even partnered with the WWF, the World Wildlife Foundation, as I've been told, but like even because of these you know, partnerships, it kind of makes sense that they've got to be kind of cautious, and so trusting is a category of animal that starts in the future. The next random wild mob we see in Minecraft, whatever it may be, is probably going to start trusting you rather than being able to be tamed by you. If they add, for instance, a grizzly bear to Minecraft, that, you know, actually I don't think you can make a grizzly bear trust you, but like, you know how you can get seals to be super friendly, or like I think penguins are probably the same. I always see penguins and think they deserve a hug. So I assume, you know, when animals like that are added to Minecraft, they won't be able to be tamed because a wild penguin pet would be very different to current Minecraft. At least I can see the link there. But having one that trusts you and is therefore able to be friendly with you might make some more sense. And given that Minecraft is very much expanding the mobs in the game at a rapid rate, even though they don't necessarily all add value, that's something we can expect to see in the future. Also, on the same note, to continue on these thoughts, allow me to continue with one last big exciting revelation, because Jeb confirmed a huge big deal regarding new food in Minecraft, because Dan tweeted saying, "Have you ever considered adding canned beans to Minecraft?" And Jeb confirmed that no, canned beans are never coming to Minecraft. That's right, beans on toast, Britain's national dish, the dream, the thing we're all craving and wanting at all times in Minecraft. A bean sandwich. These wonderful inventions that we were expecting to see in Minecraft are sadly not going to be coming to the game. No baked beans for you, internet. But yeah, it does sound like we are going to be getting some form of experience bank at some point in the future. We are going to be seeing brand new mobs, and we are going to be seeing a combat update releasing somewhat soon after a few more combat snapshots. In fact, I would very much expect the next thing that you'd see to be the combat snapshots. And yeah, I hope you'll enjoy this video going over the random little musings of Jebs. I love seeing a developer just kind of talk frankly to the community, and I enjoyed going through all of these with you. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like it and let me know. Give it a share if you really liked it. Subscribe if you're new around here so you can see more Minecraft news every single day on your homepage. But also, I want to just kind of give a little thing at the end here and say, I think I'd like to collect everything about the Nether update we know so far and put it in one place, because I feel as though there is a big kind of, you know, like disparity in what people know about the Nether update. You know, a few people, for instance, knew that, like, Jeb confirmed today there wouldn't be a reset Nether feature, and a lot of people know, therefore, that, like, exploring your Nether is going to be kind of rough. Do you think it'd be good to put out a guide being like, here's what you need to do if you want to explore the new Nether correctly as it comes out, or is it better to wait until it's much closer to release and we can actually show up examples? Because, yeah, there's two big things I want to do every update. One is to kind of explain everything that's going to be happening, like everything we know so far. I like to collect knowledge like that and help people out, and also how to best take advantage of the new update in existing worlds. Although, therefore, you could kind of wonder, like, since, you know, everything's Minecraft Bedrock now, do you think now that everyone has infinite worlds, the idea of having a, you know, like, the Nether update, you might have to walk a few thousand blocks, but everyone, unless you've explored all 12 million blocks of your Nether, everyone is going to be able to see at least some amount of new Nether, so maybe that's an interesting thing to you. Also, actually, here's you know, actually, just as a fun fact at the end here, because I want to tell you about this, this is something I'm really looking forward to. I walked, you know, like 125,000 blocks in my Nether. There's a big 125,000 explored part of my Nether. That means that I'll have 125,000 blocks worth of old Nether to compare to new Nether, and I'd love to do something with that and, like, see how the chunks collide and find something interesting across that giant kind of divide there. So that's something, again, I'm really excited to see. The Nether update is something that gets me very, very hyped, and if you'd like to hear more about it, even though it's January, let me know, because it's filler month, and yeah, that's a thing I'd love to do for you. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this video, because I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.